Hello everybody, my name is Trollmaker. This is the War Game Cup, and we have a match on the map straight ahead, the round 7 match. And it is between the NATO player playing as blue. His name is YKKYYKKY, and his opponent in the red, the pack player Vasily Krysov. Of course, Vasily Krysov, a little bit controversial player because in the last round he did a helicopter all-in. And the large number of all-ins have actually pretty much created a community of discontent that has been slowly building. So both players relatively good. Both players were basically good enough to get into round 7, so that's pretty good. And have to see what they're doing. Vasily Krysov has, of course, been doing a lot of all-ins. A lot of infantry, a lot of helicopters, and YKKYYKKY, I don't know what he's been doing. A lot of players have been successfully evading me, but in this round I will be doing every single game. So we see a lot of transport helicopters and a lot of infantry with some Afghansky supporting, so it's not totally an infantry helicopter all-in, it's a modified one. And so it looks as though Vasily Krysov might be trying to hide this giant squad of infantry. Here's how we're going to show the giant flock of helicopters, of transport helicopters, and he has his one command armor with some FJBs supporting it, meaning that they will be immune to helicopter fire. And so immediate response here by YKKYYKKY is to basically pull everything back and create a defensive perimeter where he won't get his stuff sniped. He's not moving out immediately, not trying to grab anything. And that's basically the right choice. When you detect an all-in, and this is a good hint of an all-in, when you see this many transport helicopters, usually for an opener, 4 is usually the common. Delta's been using 8 and 10 as like a non-all-in, but I mean, this is really uncommon. So here they go, they start firing. Oh god, my cough's getting off. Just a second. My apologies, these all-natural peppermints are definitely not doing it. And so, like I said, this is kind of an awkward situation for Vasily Krysov because he's hoping to use these pick things off, but there are in fact 2 chaparrals here. Or as I pronounce in the French, chaparral. And there's some stingers here, so there's lots of anti-air here. And one good rocket should be able to do significant damage. In fact, getting the recon helicopter would be a great snag as well. Chaparral, though, not right in position, and it's actually running away. It's not going to get used. So, Vasily Krysov didn't do any damage there, by the score, but he did do a little bit of padding. All the while, we have 2 little fleets of all-in-ness coming in here. We have an eastern flank that will be able to sneak around the back and go for a command kill. And then we have a western flank, which will be able to hit a direct approach. Maybe it's reversed. I don't know. I don't think this game even has north, south, east, west. So I make the rules. And here we go. These things have to kind of go in together. And this is a big part of the cheese. Helicopters have to be spread out relatively good. The helicopters have to be firing as the infantry are coming, so that the infantry have a chance. Now keep in mind, YKKYYKKY is very, very prepared for this. He has lots of Marder 1s. These are the textbook campaign anti-infantry option. He also has some tank destroyers. He moves an Afghansky out, 2 Afghanskys into a position, looks like to try and get some scouting information, and he finds out there's quite a bit there prepared. 3 mortar carriers are now deployed, and this is actually going to force the hand of Vasily. In fact, he's going to pull this entire eastern flank as well to try and deal with this. If he's able to get these mortar carriers, that would be huge. And now this giant mess of infantry is going to try and push through and run into this giant group of anti-infantry vehicles. It's as if YKKYYKKY read his book. And the fleet of VABs are going to come in and try and intercept this group here. Could do very crushing damage. In fact, they will. All the while, lots of blood stingers. Chaparral is going to hit all the anti-aircraft vehicles which are coming along the flank here. Madar VTSIs, not the target right yet. The Weasel MK-20 is a very overpowered unit. Going to do significant damage. Can he get the drop on top of him? That would be very good for this particular rush. And is he going to drop anything? Drops nothing. Looks like he's going to sacrifice all the vehicles. All the while, Vasily Krysov has all the vehicles rushing across the map, and it looks as though this match is over. I mean, all the helicopters are pretty much gone for. There's only 4 left. The Chaparral will take care of the rest. The infantry are moving in, though. They might be able to get the air up. No. Not a single infantry was able to get in. Afgansky's coming in to support from rear. Getting picked apart. Absolutely getting picked apart. And this looks pretty one-sided right now on behalf of YKKY. And I just don't see how Vasily Krysov could actually come back. And he still has his command, so he's probably going to still try. And truth be told, he's not behind on income, because the command armor for YKKY hasn't actually been used. And so as YKKY cleans up the majority of this army, he's going to be in a very significant lead, and he's going to have definite control of what the outcome is. He has lots of options what to do. Vasily Krysov does not have many options. He is a desperate man. And actually overextending with his VABs just a little bit, giving the infantry a lot more things to destroy. And here comes the Chasseurs Famas, not quite in their VABs, not quite loaded, and the Afghanskis will be able to help with that. And it feels like my game is just really loud. Where did sound go? I don't know, it feels louder than normal. Let's try that. Yeah, I'll keep that choice. Alright. Yeah, that's better. It always hurts when I have to yell over my sound effects. So a VAB are going to come in and get immediately squashed by these infantry, and there's not a lot of infantry there, so these groups of Chasseurs should be relatively easy able to clean it up. And there's a red dot on the map. There's nothing here. Oh, here it is. It's a single anti-tank team, just in the most odd possible position. It's really random. There's actually no map, no units left, and I believe Vasily Krysov should be tapping it relatively soon. His mistake was actually to not use his eastern flank to swing around here and go for the command armors. If he would have done that, he would have been in much, much better shape. And yeah, there's a part of this where it's like, you can't really know, but that was a part of his original plan. And so he's on a 1-point base. Kind of wondering if he's even thinking about sticking in here. It is a fair amount of money on the line. We're going to be moving very closely into the money prizes. 2 rounds, and they will start dishing out PCs and cash prizes. Like, it gets crazy. So yeah, it looks like YKKY will in fact be in the game, and just a really botched push by Vasily Krysov. And if you know what I'm talking about, you want to follow a line of road so that you're not detected. That's the goal. And then you would bring your infantry along like a back road here, and you get directly into the back of the base where the command armor is, and you'd be able to support with helicopters. All the while, this distraction here would occupy the hotel area and force all of his forces forward. It's a very, very potent strategy. And so it looks like he's going to rally out a lot of tank teams, anti-tank teams. Interesting. Well, we're going to speed this up because I have a feeling that either this will turn into a very long game and it'll be interesting, or this will turn into a very long game and it'll be boring as all hell. And here comes the lineup of Martyrs, Martyr VTSIs, and a few infantry as he runs right into this group of tank teams, and not even really being deployed in the right places. Generally speaking, anti-tank teams should be in these big, giant open areas. Really should not be in these towns. And so, command armor is going to get pulled back away. Single transport helicopter. Don't think that's going to fend it off. And, yeah. I believe this is a solid win for YKKY, and realistically, Vasily Krysov is actually just being a douche right now, plain and simple. And there's actually no benefit to this at all. And can't speed this up any faster. So now the conundrum here for YKKYYKKY is that he doesn't really have a lot of aircraft, and you know, you really need something to scout out the position of this. And maybe I should have like an anecdote available for something like this, a scenario like this. On the last campaign, the actual zone is this big giant forested area, and if you're looking for a tip to beat the last level, if you place a recon in this heavily forested area, the enemies will just keep driving by it. It doesn't actually matter whether or not you are able to successfully defend the location. So now we have 2 gazelles out, and this should do it. Nope, there's some FJBs here. That's obnoxious. And here comes the army. 3 VABs. Hopefully this should be enough. The commander is going to get moved a little bit. He still needs it in place though. And he's actually going to rally at some anti-infantry vehicles. It looks like some T-55s. T-55s actually deal with this group of units very, very well, and very cost-effectively as well. It's a 15-point vehicle, and yeah, there we go. The final tap out, Vasily Krysov does another all-in. Didn't quite work out like the other 6 of them, and in fact, YKKYYKKY will go on, has done his research, realized what an anti-Vasily Krysov build looks like, and has kicked the cheese right out of the tournament. My name is Trollmaker, and thank you guys for watching. See you.